Greetings, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, Gaveliers, and guests. We welcome you all to the 44th meeting of Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club, the 83rd meeting of St. Paul's Toastmasters Club, the 141st meeting of Indian Academy Toastmasters Club, the 319th meeting of Awesome and Innovative Minds Toastmasters Club, and the 26th meeting of St. Paul Gavels Club. This is Gavelier Laya, the Surgeon's Arms, for today's hybrid joint meeting. I am sure you're all eager and excited to start the beautiful journey that we are all in for today. Before we begin the meeting, let me share a few ground rules that are applicable for such meetings. Number one, kindly make sure that your device, either laptop or phones, are well charged and that you have a stable internet connection. For those offline, please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. Number three, online participants to switch on your video or camera, but please put your mics on mute if you are not speaking. We request you all to log in with your role followed by a correct name to recognize you. Please turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting. Please use the chat function to provide feedback to the speakers directly to encourage them. Number 7, if you are an online speaker, please ensure that you have pinned the timer or confirm that the timer is visible to you. Please refrain from talking on topics related to sex, religion, and politics. Now, as everyone in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise, our club also has a mission. The mission of our club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to hand over the control and introduce the presiding officer, who is a 14-year-old from Asian School, Bahrain, and studies in the 9th grade. His ambition is to become an engineer or a YouTuber. His hobbies are playing games and running. With a round of applause, please welcome the presiding officer of today's meeting, Cavalier Abel Uman Matthew. Over to you.
Thank you, Leah and Viju. Greetings for today, fellow Gaveliers, Toastmasters, and distinguished guests who have joined us from different parts of the world. As the presiding officer, I call the meeting to order. Shall we pass the agenda first before we move on to the proceedings?
Yes, with the we are starting 12 minutes late, we will pass the agenda. So I request somebody to propose the passing of the agenda.
Can anyone propose the agenda?
One can propose, Ranosh.
I, distinguished Toastmaster Ranosh, propose the adoption of the agenda with the correction of extending the meeting with 12 minutes.
Thank you. Second, somebody second it.
DTM, distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah is raising his hands.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
so much, Mr. President. This is distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah. I second the motion.
Thank you, please. You go ahead. Presiding.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the Toastmasters and Gaveliers from Bahrain, India, and all around all other nations. Welcome to the joint meeting of Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club, St. Paul Toastmasters Club, Indian Academy Toastmasters Club, Awesome and Innovative Minds Toastmasters Club, and St. Paul's Toastmasters Club. Put your hands together and welcome the esteemed general evaluator of today. She is distinguished Toastmaster Sapna Ohri, Director of District 98. It is an honor to have you here in our meeting today. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer.
Right.
Let us welcome Area 34 Director in District 20, Team Prophet Abdul Khader, who is attending our meeting as a part of the area director visit. A round of applause. Welcome, sir. Toastmasters and Gavels connect us truly in spirit of fellowship and learning. Now, let me tell you a story. There was a king and a minister was walking together in a farm. They saw a farmer with his family. They were happy. They were beaming with joy. They were singing. They loved each other. Then the king said to the minister, I have a huge palace that everyone wish they have, but these people are happier than me. What? The minister said, give me 99 gold coins and I will tell you. Then the king gave him 99 gold coins. The minister said, I will tell you after 6 months. Not today. After this, he took the bag of gold. And put it on the doorstep of the farmer.
Continue.
After he took the bag of gold and put it on the doorstep of the farmer, when the farmer woke up in the morning, he saw the bag of gold on the doorstep of the farmer. He checked it and he was astonished. There was gold coins in that bag. He removed the gold from the bag and started counting. He got 99. He thought to himself, who is this person and forgot to put one more gold coin? He counted again and got the same result. He said to his wife to count because he thought he was not smart enough to count. Then his wife also got the same. Then he asked his son to count. He also got the same result. The farmer said, I must get 100 coins, even if I had to work for days, months, or weeks, or years. Then the wife said, my husband is done. We have 99 gold coins to spend. So the wife took 2 gold coins and went for shopping. The farmer always counts the gold coins every single day. And that day, when he counted, he got 97 gold coins. Before it was 1, now to 2 gold coins, 3 gold coins less. He shouted, where did the 2 gold coins go? The wife said, well, I took it and went for shopping. The farmer yelled, I'm working hard to get the one gold coin. Meanwhile, the son is spending 2 more gold coins. And now it became 95. After 6 months, the king and minister came back. From back, the happiness, the joy, the songs, everything went away. Now there was arguments, fights. The king said, what happened to them in the 6 months? And the minister said, they are now officially a part of the 99 club. What is this 99 club? The king asked. The 99 club is a club of having 99 points, but trying to get the last one and forgot about the 99 they had with them. Toastmasters and Gavels. This might be a story, but it is a life lesson for all of us. Happiness is not the one that you don't have, but it is the enjoyment in the things we have and people around us. Happiness is a journey and a destination. I'm happy to introduce the 2 Toastmasters of the day. We have online Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, and offline Toastmaster of the day, we have distinguished Toastmaster Rajamanakan. Toastmaster Girija Deshpande is VP Education of Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club, whom we have this joint meeting. She's the president of all Elite Advanced Toastmasters Club. She's a blogger, writer, leadership coach, translator, HR consultant, and a rotator. She anchors a YouTube show, a series on freedom from addiction. She now completed 17 episodes. They're getting amazing. They're getting amazing response. A round of applause to the Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Girija. Now, the Toastmaster of the Day, now the offline Toastmaster of the Day, distinguished Toastmaster Rajay Manke. He is the president of Indian Academy Toastmaster, Vice President Education in Voice of Innovations Toastmaster. By profession, he is an instrumental engineer. By passion, he is a software and web developer. He is the immediate past area certified director. I request you all to relax and enjoy this moment of this joint meeting. I hand over the floor to distinguished Toastmaster Rajay Manikan, the offline Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, President Gavelier, Abel, Oman, Matthew. What a wonderful introduction. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters, Gaveliers, and guests. February as Rose Day, a Chocolate Day, a Valentine's Day. Today's theme is Love Travels Faster Than Light. Of course, online contestants and participants, they have the background. So we have the physical background here, okay? The speed of light is the absolute pinnacle of movement. According to Einstein, nothing in the universe that has mass could either match or move faster than light. Franklin Wills, a writer, says, love is an emotional. Emotions are mediated by the neurons in your brain, which send signals many orders of magnitude slower than light. Scott Solvay, a blogger, says, the biochemical and neural processes that are needed to create the feelings of love are quite slow by comparison. But if you not analyze this so clinically, you realize love travels faster and impacts stronger than light. In split second, light beam travels to a dark place, and if you put off the light, the darkness resumes. Love takes no time at all to reach your heart and ears after the person is gone. Love stays on. Today we will share who touched your heart instantly and stay there. Why? I am repeating, who touched your heart instantly and stay there. Why? As the meeting progresses, we will ask the role player to respond to these questions. In this interest of time, let's keep the response crisp in maximum 3 sentences. I repeat 3 sentences. Okay. Please, put your hands together and welcome our distinguished Toastmasters, Swapna Hori, Director, District 98. This young dynamic as a district Toastmaster, called her a payroll consultant by profession. She's a manager with Ernst & Young. Wow, great company. A Toastmaster since 2011. She has literally risen from the ranks she has in her club as well as she is in district, taken up the roles and responsibility at the Sergeant Dom, Secretary, VP Membership, VP Education, President Area Director, Director, Club Code Director, Program Quality Director, and currently, exactly District Director. Please let us generous and applause. Distinguished Toastmaster Swapna Hori, we are eager to listen to your opening message. Madam, over to you.
Thank you so much for the day, Toastmaster of the day. I think this is like one time I'm actually getting goosebumps for 2 things. The first thing is that I've never ever been introduced by a Gavelier before, and I am so impressed by that. So thank you so much, Presiding Officer, for doing that. And kudos to you, and I appreciate your commitment to Toastmasters. And second, nobody's ever read so many roles that I've played, leadership roles that I've played in Toastmasters in quick, like 30 seconds. So thank you so much for that again. I think the only thing I would like to tell all of you today, and which has really what Toastmasters has brought a difference in my professional and personal life, is commitment. First of all, thank you to all of you It's like 4 or 5 clubs have gotten together today to conduct this meeting. And trust me, looking at the way you guys have been setting up the room at the physical level and doing it online, it takes a huge commitment to be doing all of this and to ensure that the meetings happen no matter what. The easiest way for any human being is to give up. The most difficult task is not to give up, and that's what you guys are doing today. I also would like to appreciate the area director of this area 34D, Tofik. I just heard when we were online that he's not been well, but he's here today. Hats off to you, and thank you for your commitment for serving the members and the district and the Toastmasters. But guys, keep up the great work, keep doing the meetings, and this is the commitment that will take you from where you are today to where you want to be. Once you're committed to what you want to do, to your own personal growth or any task at hand, there is no looking back ever. Whether you fail or you pass is a secondary thing. But trust me, when you get out of that situation, or when you move ahead, when you move from point A to point B, you will see that what different person you are and what skill sets you've learned. So keep up the commitment. If nothing, Toastmasters is going to definitely teach you to stay committed to whatever you take up. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam BTM Sapna Hori, for a wonderful words. Let us invite our omnipresent. There is everyone have the purpose, right? But this leader have special purpose. His purpose in life is to lead his kids by a good example of a father to be followed, and that's why he's in Toastmaster. See, there is purpose to be in Toastmaster, right? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our own District 20 Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for the lovely introduction. Let me just recognize the presence of District 98 Director, Toastmaster Sapna, Area 34 Director. Yes, he has been sick. There's one reason for that. Both of us know, so I'll not mention the reason. The 4 or 5 club presidents in the house online, five online and offline, and all of the members of both of the clubs. Good evening to all of you. I think Didi Sapna mentioned so much that I can't really compete to whatever she just said. But what attached me specifically to what she said was commitment. And for the members of District 20 know what commitment means to me. Exactly, the 3 C's. So commitment is one thing, and we all been there to be committed for Toastmasters and to the journey that we started earlier on. But what is more important than commitment is consistency. And what I've been seeing between at least the number of clubs that I've been attending is really consistency, going back to what basics we have. And yes, we've been late a little bit today to start, which is unusual, but that happened. And what made it there is the last third one, which is care. So it starts with commitment, consistency, and care. And if we were not really caring for one another, I don't think anyone would waited that long for DTM Raja to figure out how to connect everything together. Thank you so much, leaders of the hour, Toastmasters. Please be proud to be a Toastmaster at this specific moment. Thank you so much. And back to you, King Raja.
Thank you, our District 20 Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, for our lovely words. Friends, now let us welcome our rockstar, Area 34 Director in District 20, Toastmaster Tawfiq Abdul Qadir, who is attending our meeting as part of Area Director visit. Toastmaster Tawfiq Qadir supports the PR team as a brand consultant, club growth team in designing, program quality director team in awards. The club officer roles he plays this term is Bahrain Defenders as president and BATV as treasurer, Bahrain IT professionals. Toastmaster Tawfiq Abdul Qadir, we look forward to your address, sir. Back to you.
Love is a flame that brighten hearts, surging through life with tender starts. Its warmth and joy heart will meet, a blessing sweetly felt so sweet. Thank you, DTM Raja, for that lovely introduction. I really admire the presence of two DDs. It's very fortunate for us that we have two DDs with us. So a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of experience and expertise on the floor. It's good to see 5 clubs. That means 5 distinguished personalities getting together with their excom, putting the agenda to order. That is amazing to see. And when you have Gaveliers, this is what I always talk in person when we have District 20 director and we talk about legacy. This is what the way forward. In Toastmasters, we always love to build legacy. And when you have Gaveliers with us, I love to see him. The youth, this is where we are going forward. This is how we are going to move forward. Taking them together with us that's a lot of emotions. That's a lot of love being shared in this platform right now, right here. And good to see and hoping that this love connects with all the youth and moving forward with the Toastmasters energy, we'll see a lot of development coming forward. And we look for that exuberance and energy in this room, in this Zoom meeting right now with I am, even though we know the reasons why we were not so that much efficient yesterday, because I was not there for some other reason, and you all know it very well, and so was DTM Raja. Thank you so much with your energy and pumping in with the MC yesterday and today as well, where we can see you. Over to you.
Thank you, upcoming DTM topic other. Thank you. Let us start with first section. Actually, for the sake of guest, we have a special guest. For every Toastmaster meeting, ideally 3 sections. First section is where our meeting role players are introduced and member present prepared speeches as per the learning course they have chosen. This section I will handle. Second section is table topics where everyone gets an opportunity to speak of the cup. The third is evaluation session. Today's online Toastmaster is Girija Deshpande. She will take you through the second and third section. Let's move on to the first section. Every meeting role players develop the skills of listening, observation, memory, retention, and expression. Please put your hands together and welcome our general evaluator today. A general evaluator helps you maintain the quality of our meetings. How is this accomplished? I request distinguished Toastmaster Sapna Hori to explain her role. Madam, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The role as a general evaluator is to evaluate the entire meeting from the time it starts till the end. I will be responsible to ensure that I go ahead and I give quality feedback to the club on what went well and what could have been done better. In this entire evaluation, I will have a team of role players who will be evaluating at certain places and they will present their reports. And at the end of everyone's report, I will be presenting my report for 5 to 6 minutes and give it to the club. I hand it back over to the Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, General Evaluator. May I request the grammarian, Toastmaster Fatima Safa, Indian Academy Toastmaster, to give the word of the day and explain her role. Madam Toastmaster Fatima Safa.
Hello everyone. I apologize for not switching on the video. I think I'm a little sick, just like our area director. So today's meeting, I'm the grammarian. We know that grammar is the structure and foundation of the English language, and being one of the most used language in the world, getting it right has become essential now than ever before. Therefore, it's also my responsibility to note any incorrect use of the language. Also, the outstanding words, phrases, and sayings. Keeping it aligned with today's meeting theme, which is love travels faster than light. The word of the day is adore. ADORE, which means to love someone very much with great devotion and respect. An example of using this is I die adoring God and loving my friends, rather than hating my enemies. With this, I hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, DTM Rajamanikan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatima. You are adorable in terms of you are using the background. Thank you so much for that. Toastmaster Fatima, can you share one enduring thought regarding a moment when something touched your heart?
Yes, I was prepared. So in life, what I would like to say is that there are not going to be a lot of people who you can instantly connect with. But sometimes we come across people randomly. They know that you're not having a good day, even when you don't speak a word. They say things that you desperately wanted to hear at that certain point in your life. And for me, I would like to call these as soul connection. Those adorable moments have actually truly touched my heart. Yep, over to you, our Toastmaster of the day.
Interesting, Toastmaster Fatima. Yes, for the sake of physical, word of the day is adore. ADORE. Interesting. I request, May I request our counter Toastmaster Nasha Sawson, Indian Academy Toastmaster Club, to explain significance of her role. Toastmaster Nasha Sawson.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Apologies, everyone, for not using the background since I have an issue in my laptop. Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as clutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nasha. Stay back. What is it touch your heart and stay there?
Okay. Actually, I didn't prepare anything for this. But,
no, don't say your vacation biryani, okay? Just say physicals.
No. I don't know what to say. I think my family, I can say my family, they always supports me. First family, then my friends over here, Toastmasters, as well as outside friends for supporting me. Yeah, that's it. I didn't prepare, that's me. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nasha. You forget our biggest team. You are biggest army, right? The next important role player are timers. I request offline timer Toastmaster Anand Soni from AIMS Toastmaster Club to explain how the timer keeps the meeting as per timeline and demonstrate timing for only preferred speeches. Timer note, you have to tell only preferred speeches now. At the same time, I request online timer Blesan Thomas Matthew from all the way from Germany, from St. Paul's Toastmaster Club to only demonstrate timing color codes on the Zoom background at the same time. Toastmaster timer answer. Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's very pleasant day that in this lovely week we all assemble here. I'm using the word assemble because in every system, everyone is connected with some of the things that it's called assembling. So we can say that we assemble here and we can say that we gather here. Today I'm going to play the role of timer. For the prepared speeches, up to 4 minutes, you can go with your pleasant flow and I will keep showing this green card to everyone. Right? So simple green means happiness. Without taking any tensions, you can continue. After that, the next is about, excuse me, just 2 minutes. After minute 5, I will show this yellow color to you. Still, you need not to worry, and you can continue with your flow and complete the things what you came with your house when you came from your office, whatever the things you prepared, and you continue. And the next is the color red. Once the minute 6 starts, now you should be aware that you are stealing the time of others and try to conclude it as early as possible without stealing. Stealing is not a good habit. So this is my role for today. That is over to you.
Thank you so much, Sorry. Please stay back.
A small correction. A small correction.
Yes.
We have 2 speeches today. The first is icebreaker. So for that, you will have 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and 6 minutes. The second speech is not an icebreaker. So you have got 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and 7 minutes.
Okay.
But now I need to
Okay.
Yeah, is it clear?
The speecher?
Yeah.
This is about the first prepared speech.
First is 4,
Yes, ma'am.
5, and 6, and the second is 5, 6, and 7.
That's it, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
The second prepared speech is about the 5, 6, and 7. Up to 5 minutes, I will show you the green color of the card, and there you can continue. And next, up to 6 minutes, I will show you the yellow card. And again, as you know that, you have to conclude as early as possible without stealing. The other side.
Thank you, Dr. Sorry. Whose love has captured your heart and how?
Whose love captured my heart and how? I don't think that my fingers are enough to count these many incidents or the persons. Lot of people come across in this long journey. Every day, some of the incidents which touch you, even today also. When my son touched my heart, he asked me, Papa, you are feeling a little tired after coming from home. Shall I bring a cup of tea for you? I found a lot of love from him and touched my heart that how lovely is my son. He is always taking care of the father. So it's completely depends on us that where we feel the attachment. And every day, every moment, you can find out that someone is touching your heart. Heart is a lovely thing, and we need to enjoy every moment in the life. So,
Thank you. You touched your hour. Next, online timer, Toastmaster Blessed Matthew, please share your experience with the joy of love. Yeah, I am really happy to hear your words.
Wait, the joy of love? Have you met me? Do you not know who I am?
You are the right person.
Yeah, the joy of love. Let's see. Okay, this will take a lot of time because love is not something I've let's say I'm married and I've still not, experienced love. So that's what I'm trying to tell you people. I'm not a lover. Yeah. But yeah, I think it would definitely be my wife because I'm jobless right now, not doing anything. And she's working. So after a tiring day of work, she comes home, looks at me, sees me doing nothing, and then just looks at me and then goes about cooking. So that right there is like the best sign of love that I have right now. Thank you. And back to you, Tia Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagan Matthew. I think you are in freeze now. Let's move on our prepared speeches. The first speech is the icebreaker for the sake of guests, and an icebreaker is the maiden speech of Toastmaster. The speaker is Toastmaster Sri Parna Pasu from Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club. I request the first speech evaluator, Gavelier Abhay John Pramod, St. Paul's Toastmaster Club, Gaveliers Club, to read the speech objectives. Audience, please pay attention. This applies to the first speech. Gavelier Abhay John. Stage is yours.
Good evening, Gaveliers, Toastmasters, and everyone who is gathered over here. So today I will be evaluating the speech for Toastmaster Sri Parna Basu for her prepared speech. We are the choices we make. So the purpose of the speech is to present the speech on any topic and to receive feedback and apply feedback on the forthcoming speech. And hope you have been aware to the timers review over here, so that you can apply to your speeches and follow the timing marks. And back to you.
Thank you, everyone. Speakers and timers already, physical as well as online. Toastmaster Sri Parna Pasu, we are the choice we make. We are the choices we make. Toastmaster Sri Parna Pasu. Over to you, madam.
Thank you. Before I start, I just want to do an audio and video check.
Yes.
Am I clearly audible?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're fine and visible also. Absolutely. Yes.
Great. Thank you so much. So timer, let me know when I should start.
You can start and the timing will start. When you start, they will start. Yes.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. There are always two choices, two paths to take. One is easy, and its only reward is that it is easy. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I never chose the easy path. I was born and raised in Calcutta. It was 8 years ago that I left Calcutta, but she still flows in my veins. I will tell you a bit about Calcutta because to understand me, you need to understand my city first. And yes, as you may have noticed, it is still Calcutta for me. Kolkata seems like a ghost town, a cosmopolitan dystopia. Calcutta's strengths and weaknesses mirror those of the Bengali character. She has her drawbacks, the chaos, the utter contempt for mere commerce, the fiery response to the smallest provocation. She has her strengths, love of culture, the triumph of intellectualism over greed, the complete transparency of emotions, the disdain with which hypocrisy and insincerity are treated, and the supremacy of emotion over all aspects of human existence. So, I am a nerd. I have always been one. The only child born to overprotective and ambitious parents. I grew up in a strict environment with constant pressure to win, to be top of class, to be top of every competition. I always lived under the pressure of having to live up to their dreams. With it came the fear that I'll live all my life trying to live up to something. The first major choice I made was to uproot myself from my comfort zone when I was just 18. I left for college for Dehradun right after class 12, where I did my undergrad in engineering. Serendipity is defined as finding something good without looking for it. Come to think of it, I would like to believe that Dehra has been serendipity. Set in the lap of nature, I could see more than 4 rainbows together, and the moon and the sun at the same time in the sky. Once my college cultural society scriptwriter told me that the panorama is different every day, 365 days of the year. You only have to look. I got the word Hiraya tattooed when I was leaving college, which depicts nostalgia for a place beyond this plane of existence. My college life does feel utopian now. I made friends, had 1 or 2 heartbreaks and betrayals, but I'm all the better for it. I hope we have not forgotten that I am a nerd. I was a topper in academics, learned some drama, personally and professionally, chaired 5 societies, and won a substantial research grant from the US defense giant, Lockheed Martin. Looking back, I realize excellence did not happen by accident. Every small choice of time, activity, and friends contributed to it. I visited Bombay for the IIT Bombay quadcopter flying competition in my third year. Bombay etched itself in my heart and my soul. We had gone to Marine Drive. Every night since then, I dreamt of that short stretch and the sea before closing my eyes. Inexplicable. Strangely, I got my first job in Bombay. My second big choice was to move to Bombay after college. I have met some of the most amazing people in my life here, became a better person, learned to take risks, learned to say no, and most importantly, Bombay restored my faith in humanity. I realized leaving home was in rebellion. Whenever I was stuck in an existential crisis, I used to blame myself and my parents for a childhood full of pressure. When the pandemic struck, my worldview changed. My adoration for my mother grew. I thanked my mother for being hard on me. Her discipline had inculcated excellence as a habit. Due to that, I was resilient and aspiring for the best, even in those tough times. People at college used to call me a wide-eyed optimist, but I have been worse, an idealist. I gradually became a cynic. Now I have struck a balance. I'm cautiously optimistic. I have become a Toastmaster to become the best version of myself. Another choice to commit my time and energy to. Time will tell how this choice molds me. We are the choices we make. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Wow, best speech. I am going to give to evaluator. As is customary, let us give a standing ovation for his brilliance. That is inspiring. Oh, I think it. Thanks to all. The second speaker today is Toastmaster Harish Nadrajan. He is from Eloquent Allied Toastmasters. He has chosen the path team collaboration. Toastmaster Harish, be ready. Harish Nadrajan, busting the stop myth. Yeah, sharing, right? Yeah, our evaluator for the second speech, Toastmaster Sherin and Matthew, please explain his objectives.
Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Today, I will be evaluating Toastmaster Harish Natarajan's speech. The purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Timer, please note the timing of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish my speaker all the very best for the speech. Back to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, evaluator Toastmaster Sherin. Now, Toastmaster Harish Natarajan, busting the startup myths. Busting the startup myths. Harish Natarajan, over to you.
Before I start, am I audible and visible?
All good.
Ask any youngster in the country what he wants to do for a career. The most probable answer would be, I want to be a part of a startup. Why? Because we as youth believe that startup means innovation, excitement, creativity, and freedom. Ask a parent. Most probably their answer would be no. They believe startup means exhaustive, stressful, failure, risky. Take up a job in a huge multinational, it's a safe bet, they would say. Why? Dear Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. There are 3 myths about startup which creates chills down the spine for parents. What is a myth? A myth is a widely held but false belief. I will tell you how I burst these myths and gained support of my parents in starting my journey with a startup. Well, what is a startup? Any enterprise that works on creating, developing, and commercializing a product or a service is a startup. Over the last 2 decades, the startup ecosystem has grown exponentially. Today, if India is the 5th largest economy in the world, it is because of the growth in startups. Startups are innovation hubs which create jobs, which in turn leads to a stronger economy. The number of registered startups in India grew from a mere 471 as of 2016 to a whopping 72,993 as on 22nd June 2020. Well, what are the myths that scare away people from startup? Let us start with the first one. People believe in a startup, group of people work together day and night to build a product. My dad thought so too. He objected when I was about to join a startup. He asked, "Why do you want to do that, Harish? Take up a job in a huge multinational, do your part and relax." Let me tell you, most of the startups are conceived and run by millionaires, people who are born back in 80s. They hire people from Generation Z, that is born after 2000, and people like us. Both these generations want a perfect work-life balance. There is hard work, but not the back-breaking, no breaks type. We work with passion, dedication, and focus. And once we are off, we focus on our life. And that's how I get time to devote for Toastmasters. The work-life balance which I maintain in a startup is super. Moving on, the second myth which most people find in a startup is that it needs a unique idea to succeed. Well, I agree with it partially, but there are some other factors as well. There are 7 main factors which determine the success of a startup apart from the idea. These are good leadership, business value, customer experience, understanding the market, business model, the team, and the timing of launch. For example, Microsoft was not the first graphical user interface. In fact, it was much inferior than its competitors, IBM and Apple. But what did Microsoft do to gain the edge? Well, turns out that it understood the customer experience better. From the introductory page of Microsoft Store to the checkout, the customer experience here is seamless. Now let us move on to the third myth which most of the people find. The startup needs to be investment ready before starting the company itself. Well, not necessarily. If the solution solves a problem of people, then it don't even need an investment. Let me give an example. The company which I used to work for before, it was called Aftershoot. They have a software for minimizing the time taken by photographers in selecting the best images. Their unique selling proposition is so good that they didn't even need an investor to start the business or even continue it further. Lakhs of photographers across the world and even amateurs brought the product. It turns out that we didn't even need to do marketing for it. Word of mouth did most of the part. So in conclusion, myths create fear. The fears hold you back. Shake off all the fears and enter the cave of fear. There lies your true treasure. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Wow. Really, we are curious to know the startup myths. Thank you. Toastmaster Harish Natarajan. May I request timer Toastmaster Anand to share the time taken by the speakers. Toastmaster Blazon, online timer will enter on the chat time taken.
Online, right? Yeah. Once again, good evening to all. The first speaker, Shipna Vasu, he has taken 5 minutes and 20-second time. And the second speaker, Mr. Harish Natarajan, he has taken 5 minutes and 25 seconds. Both the speakers, they mentioned the yellow time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Timer. Can we launch the poll? DTM Renosh.
DTM, this is Toastmaster Raja. We will have Toastmaster Girija. She will launch the poll.
Okay. Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, can you launch the poll?
I've launched the poll. Please, all of you vote.
Yeah, we will share our physical votes here.
Yes.
9, 10. Including myself, 11 physical participant is there.
You have 11? Okay. Take down the votes and then share it with the Renosh.
Now, can you mention best speaker? First speaker name is Toastmaster Sri Karna Bas.
Yes. And
Yeah.
you can just
Second
mention and share it with Renosh.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, shall I hand over the session to my counterpart, online Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. Madam, stage is yours, online as well as physical.
Thank you. Thank you. But before that, I just want to ask you, before you leave, the question that you were asking everybody. What is that one love which has been holding your heart?
My first love, my 2 daughters.
Okay.
Second is Toastmaster Planet. Since I joined 3 years, I'm almost continuously, consistently, I am with the Toastmaster Planet. So really, that is what my motivation towards love. Thank you. Back to you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, my dear friends, we all had a beautiful discussion about love, and then we heard beautiful speeches. Thank you, Toastmaster Raja, for that gracious hosting. Yes, love is a tender emotion. Those who are in love with snow-peaked mountains, they climb at peril of life. Those who are in love with choppy waters, they go for skiing in dangerous rapids. And those who are in love with starlit skies camp in the open, even if there are slithering snakes. They don't care. Those who are in love with roses will water the garden day and night. Those who are in love with the hobby will pursue it whatever the cost. So you can call it madness, but I call it love. That is what many people believe. So what is that love for you that you can share with us? That is a question that we all need to ask ourselves first so that we can answer others. Many of us ourselves do not know that answer. So I'm now asking this to Manasvi Tomar, who is the table topic master of the day. Manasvi Tomar hails from Uttar Pradesh, India. He is in Bahrain for the last 7 years. He is an engineering graduate. He has been working as manager in a chemical manufacturing company. He is part of Toastmasters to enhance his communication and leadership skills while having fun and making friends. So, Manasvi, what is it that others may call madness, but for you it is love?
Yeah, the love. First of all, thank you, Toastmaster Girija, for inviting me and for the lovely introduction. Love for me is a feeling like when we commit from myself to ourselves. That is the feeling that I think that love is there. And when you adore someone with all their flaws and their best part and good part, and you accept them how they are, that is love for me. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. Now over to you to conduct the table topic session.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, TM Girija Deshpande, fellow Toastmaster, and I welcome our guest, Toastmaster Daisy here today. Okay, today's theme, Toastmaster Daisy. Today's theme, love travel faster than light. Love. What is love? Is it having a deep affection for someone? Or when we accept someone for whomever they are? Today's table topic are also revolve around the same theme. Since we are into the Valentine's week, and according to the theme, we can say the love is in the air. Okay. Today, I will be selecting some lovely speakers. Here is what we have to do. I will just select some speakers from online and offline platform over here, and then we will have a delivered speech on the table topics. I have some topics written with me, so once I am giving the privilege to myself that I will select the speaker and I will select the topic for them today. So it will be a surprise for everyone. I will ask the timer to demonstrate the timing rules for table topics. Yes. Yes.
Once again, good evening, one and all. For table topic, we have the 3 slides. 1 minute, up to 1 minute, you will get this green color. I will show this one to you. And after that, up to 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will show this yellow color. And as you know that, once you cross the 2 minutes, means again you are stealing someone's not hard the time, and I will show you this red color. Thank you. Nice to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Now, coming back to again to the table topics. Please remember the word of the day is adore, and I hope that everyone uses that in their speech. So coming to the Valentine's week, first of all, I have one person like whom I feel like looking very lovely in the screen over here is DTM Renosh. I am choosing you for the first table topic of the today. Welcome, DTM Renosh.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. Now, DTM Renosh, what is the first thing come to your mind regarding Valentine's Day?
Thank you, table topic master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, Gavels, and guests over here. I think very common when the word Valentine comes to you is the heart or the roses. And I think anything that depicts, obviously you can see all the emojis coming on the screen right now. Anything that depicts the color red that comes on the screen. And I believe why it is so is because if you see the human body, we have the blood that runs inside us. If that's what makes us alive. And I think it's not just necessary that it needs to be a person, it can be a thing, it can be anything that will make you happy, that can make you smile at the end of the day is what is Valentine's. And sometimes I do take this moment to thank all and appreciate our parents, our friends, our families, our cousins, near and dear ones, and children, of course, who are our Valentines, because they are the ones who bring the smile and the joy and the happiness in one's life. And that's the first thing that I think of the word Valentine. Also for me specifically, I have my engagement, which was just, in fact, my engagement is today. I'm celebrating 14 years. They would have made it 2 more days and they would have gone on to the Valentine's Day. But I think we kept it separately so that we can always enjoy the moments in our lives. As we look back, life is not just a bed of roses, but a lot of things that we learn in our life. So I think it is all those moments, touch points in one's life that makes us quite unique in our standing in this world. So yes, when I hear the word Valentine, it's the color red, is the rose that gives it a beautiful scent. It's the people around that makes you smile. Over to you, table topic master.
What a wonderful presentation of Valentine's Day you have done, and I think it is very adorable. How the way you presented. Now coming to the next speaker, I would like to invite our one and only presiding officer Abel Matthew today, and I have a very lovely question for him. So, TM Abel Matthew, do you really think that love is blind? And how do you explain it by yourself?
Yeah. Love is blind. So love is blind. So love can be presented to you in any way. By that's by verbal, by that gifts. There's many ways of giving affection.
I think it's fine. Like whatever you want.
Class students, you can correlate it with your anything snatches with that. Maybe snatches with that. Yes,
Generally, he must have a crush. They might crush. Yes. Okay, no problem.
Okay. If I'm able.
I'll give you one more topic. Okay. What is your favorite romantic movie? And just explain one scene like which you like the most.
Romantic movie. Yeah, I haven't seen romantic movie in a while, but I think I haven't seen that sometime.
You are not into action?
I did see it once. I did like it for how it was, but I was mainly not there for the love.
You have not seen that? That's a signature step of Titanic here.
Yes. Still not a signature step of
Shah Rukh Khan stole it from them.
He's only 3 years old.
Now I would invite our guest today, Mr. Daisy. Is it okay for you? Is it okay? Yeah, very okay. Very okay. Toastmaster Daisy, how you describe love of your life? Wow.
Good evening to those masters and guests. Do I need to answer this kind of topic? Long time I never celebrate Valentine's Day for a romantic partner. But for me, Valentine's, it's not only for a romantic partners, it's just also for those people who you love. The first thing is being away from home, being away from loved ones. That's a big sacrifice for us because this is not our native country. But for me, I can only demonstrate the love that I can get from the family because I found the real family here in Bahrain is only my Toastmasters family. So that's the only Valentine's. That's the only love that I can describe. I can elaborate my love with my family here in Bahrain and in Philippines. So even because for me, you can give your love to anyone, even to those people you don't personally know. And I'm thankful also because the thing that we experience, all of us, we experience pandemic times. So we met our families in other countries, even we don't meet them in person. Thank you, back to you.
Now I will come back to Toastmaster Girija. I have a question for you as well, ma'am. And I think it is a very interesting question for you, and you will do a complete justice with that. Now, Toastmaster Girija, if you can choose any fictional character from Bollywood or Hollywood as your Valentine, who do you choose and why?
From Bollywood or Hollywood? Okay. I will choose as my Valentine Woman Irani, because he comes along as a very genuine person, very generous at heart, always kind to people. And I have listened to him talk about his life story, how he has come across in life. So it is not always the physical characteristics that appeal to me, though I wouldn't say that, okay, that there is any minus. But what is important to me is the intrinsic quality of the person. So whenever I listen to him, the whole growth story, how he fell in love with films, the way he loves his mother, his wife, so many things come out. How he learned as a from dramatics to movies, how he moved, the entire life cycle of running a shop and then from there moving to the film. The growth story has been phenomenal. So I love him for all the hardships that he has passed through and then he has come up with. So yes, he will be my Valentine. Over to you.
Great. You are very much right. I have been hearing many interviews of Boman Irani and the way he came into the pictures and Bollywood after late 40s. It's very good.
Absolutely.
Now, the last and the least, I would like to call our Toastmaster Romy. Now, Toastmaster Romy. Have you fallen in love sometime, and how do you generally know that you are in love?
Thank you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master. When I think about love, I always see love is real, real is love. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and online Toastmasters. I know myself because since birth, and this is myself. When I fall in love, I'm always happy. I'm always singing, and even things that I don't like to do is for me. I can do it. That is when I feel love. You know, my fellow Toastmasters. Whenever you fall in love, everything you will conquer. Everything very difficult, but it's easy for you because the meaning of love is an intense feeling of affection. But I just want to share and even to the conviction of myself. But love is just not like in a better process. What really important, love is a kind, love doesn't envy, but love does not give you a proud of feeling. I always fall in love, especially if things are good things. I'm always fall in love when the situation is not good. Falling in love is just like a different emotions. But what really important, you have after who knows what is really love. And you believe that someone, you give love to other people, but you'll never forget the love about you. For you, my fellow Toastmaster, when you fall in love, did you fall in love to people? Over to you. People talk.
A very nice word I have heard today about the love. Okay. With this Toastmaster of the day, Girija, we end our table topic session. And now over to you.
Thank you for a very well conducted session, Manasvi. Now the session begins. Before that, can we have the voting for the table topic speakers? Can we have the launch the vote? Voting. So do you have the sequence of speakers?
As
So
well.
I can enter it in the poll.
Toastmaster Girija, can we ask the timer for table topics?
Yes, please do that.
Toastmaster Anand, can you share the time taken by the table topic commentators?
Once again, lovely morning. Lovely evening to all of you. It's making me go with the morning because love starts with the morning. Yeah. So today 5 persons, they came here and shared the dice for the table topic. Mr. Rinosh, he took 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Mr. Evel, he took 49 seconds. Mr. He took 1 minute and 49 seconds. Ms. Girja Deshpande, she took 1 minute and 13 seconds, and Mr. Robi, he took 1 minute and 1 seconds. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Can you give the sequence of the vote speakers once more? First was Renosh.
Yes.
Okay, second?
Abel, third, Daisy.
Yeah, okay.
Fourth, Girja Deshpande.
Okay.
And fifth, Romin.
Fifth. Okay, here the names are given. Okay, yes, yes. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. You got your polls there also? Have you got it? 7 people have voted here. I think I cannot vote Renashi. Yes, it is correct. So I'll close it now. So will we move to the next section in the meantime, while we are computing the results? The next session is the general evaluation session. And while we call our district director, I have a small question to you, Sapna. What and who makes you believe? Why do we fret and fume day and night, work so hard when all we need is love? Is there anything that makes you feel like that?
Yeah. My dogs who are there right outside my house. I think all of them, the small puppies who are 3.5 months old, the elder ones who are 1 year old, 2 year old, and 3 years old. I think they all make me feel that why so much of confusion in life when you just have to sit there, smile, just get fed nicely, and just sleep throughout the day. Don't worry about anything and just get a hug or a lick on your face. That's about it. So I think my dogs are the ones who do that all the time to me.
So adorable, so adorable. Yes. So over to you for conducting the general evaluation session now.
Thank you so much for that, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening once again. So now is the time when the principal comes onto the stage and starts telling what went really well and what could have been done better. And I'm really sorry if I look a little low because the timing is 10:30 in the night, and if I would have been like, it would have been any normal day, I would have slept almost 1.5 hours before by this time. So yeah, but nonetheless, we are Toastmasters and we are here today enjoying this meeting. I would request the timer for the day, offline and online, to kindly inform about the timings for the evaluation section, please.
The timer.
Master
Hi.
timer on this. For evaluation, again there are three slides. Green up to 2 minutes, from 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I will show this yellow color, and at 3 minutes I will highlight this red color. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that. I would now request our first evaluator for the day today. That's Abby John Pramod, who will be evaluating Sriparna Basu's icebreaker speech. I request Abby to kindly come up on the stage and share the speech evaluation.
Good evening once again, Toastmasters, Gavels, and all those who are gathered over here. We all know James Cameron, Avatar's director. He released Avatar few months back. And when it released in the theaters, it got positive reviews initially. So now here I am evaluating Toastmaster Sriparna Basu's We Are the Choice We Make, directed by Toastmaster Sriparna Basu. So now, the positive of this speech, positive review of the speech is that, first of all, when I am studying, I'm in 12th grade, I'm studying in English, I study few chapters. So when I heard your speech, the first thing which came into my mind is certain subjects in English which have focus a lot on literary. Certain biographical stories which focus a lot on literary. And one of the most exquisite detail of this speech which you have presented is that you have been spot on clear with your sentences. That each and every sentence, each and every word that you have said is spot on a thing which could be framed. Especially you have ended the speech with one of the saying, time will tell how this choices will make, and we are the choices we make. So you have incorporated your speech title as well as you have ended it in a perfect way. And you have also began the speech with the quote, which is also an exquisite way to start. So throughout the speech, you have used the genre of the places that you have connected Kolkata, how you have been described. You have described Kolkata, the biography over there, the nature over there, the types of people. Then you have talked about Bombay, and then you have emphasized on how you say Kolkata and not Kolkata. And then about how you have been treated as yourself, you have been a nerd, you have been a topper, you have been overprotective, strict, etc. So that all describes your quality, and that is a perfect way to start an icebreaker, I think. And you have described your personal life as well. So that all were perfect. And the eye gestures were perfect, the eye contact was perfect, hand gestures were perfect. All in all, the positive reviews are as such. Now, as I have said in the review, now James Cameron directed Avatar, and now Avatar, after a few weeks of running, might get some negative reviews as well. So that James Cameron can improve in his next movies. So basically here, Toastmasters Sriparna Basu has also certain improvements. So the first thing is that you have introduced a word serendipity in this. So I felt that the connection of this word into your speech was a bit off. So I genuinely felt it. And then the next thing is that you could have said the speech by standing, and you could have removed the virtual background as well. So there isn't much negatives in this, but then if you have concentrated on more on this on this factors as well, the speech would have been in an exquisite level. So therefore, I would like to end my evaluation in this note. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Abby. We now move on to our second evaluator for the day today. May I request evaluator Sharon to kindly come up on stage and evaluate the speech delivered by Toastmaster Harish Natarajan.
Good evening once again to the Toastmasters and welcome guests. Let me start by appreciating Toastmaster Harish for giving such a speech like very confidently and with after many research. So very well done on that. Let me brief some things which I loved about your speech. I loved the content of the speech. Startup is something which goes into a wide variety of audience, and it goes up to a wide range of audience as well. So that putting into the speech and breaking up the myths is something that after a lot of research that you need to do, and you did a very great job on that. I love the usage of facts and your sayings. India is the fifth largest economy in the world, and myths create fears, and fears hold you back. Thirdly, I would like to say that I love your gestures and body movements. You were standing and in good posture. You had the body movements that could completely connect with the explanations of the speech. I would like to point out some things that you could work on. Firstly, starting with the timing, I noticed that you took 5 minutes and 25 seconds. I suggest that you use up to the limit. You have a limit of 7 minutes, right? So you could use up to that limit. Secondly, I would like you to speak about your own experience, your personal experience, or include a story that so that you could connect or engage the audience in it. And you could always align the key message with the topic of the speech while concluding. Lastly, I would like to you to work on is that you could ask questions while giving the speech. In between, you could ask questions in a modulation, in a voice modulation, so that you can engage with them. You can grab their attention. To sum it up, I love what things that I loved about your speech: the content of the speech, usage of facts, good gestures and body movements. Some things that you could improve on: timing, usage of personal experience and story, and asking of questions. Thank you, and all the very best for your future speeches. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Sharon. Just a quick clarification. Can I ask the timer to give the timing report now and take the poll for the evaluators? Okay. May I request the timer to kindly give away the timing report for both the evaluators? And may I request Rinosh or Girija, whosoever is doing the polls, to be ready. Before we launch the polls, I would request the timer to kindly relay the timing guidelines just to be sure that both the
Sure.
evaluators have qualified or not.
Sure. Just to get back to you, both the
Yes.
timers have qualified. The first timer is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And the first evaluator, Abe John Pramod, is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And the second evaluator, that is Toastmasters Sharon and Matthew, is 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Both qualify.
All right. Thank you. I request everyone to kindly go ahead and submit their votes. If I can get a confirmation from
Yeah, poll is already launched here, and there he's collecting it. I think everybody has answered, so I'm closing the poll here.
All right. We can move ahead with the proceedings?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes.
Right. Thank you so much for that confirmation. I now request our counter, Nasha Safs. I'm sorry, I'm just going to pronounce the first name. I apologize for that. Toastmaster Nasha to kindly give away the R counter report for the day today. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So let me begin. So first our speaker, Toastmaster Sri Parnat, 1 hour. Yeah. And our second speaker, Toastmaster Harish, 3 hour, and he repeated the word well. And he repeated the word and also. Then our TM Modi Rajamanikam sir, 1 long pause. Yeah. Then our Toastmaster, table topic master, Manasvi, Toastmaster Manasvi, 3 hour. Then our table topic speakers, starting off with Toastmaster Reno sir, he repeated the word R, and so he repeated the word. Then Toastmaster Gavels Abel Matthew, 1 long pause. Toastmaster Daisy 2 and 1 Toastmaster Girija ma'am repeated the word so. Toastmaster Rooney, no mistake. Our general evaluator 1 and evaluation for evaluation. Toastmaster Abby repeated the word positive, each, ended, and he had 3 R's. And Toastmaster Sherin and Matthew repeated the word love, myth, and 2 R's. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for that detailed report, our counter. We now move on to our next role player, which is our grammarian. I would request Toastmaster Fatima to kindly come up on the stage or the screen and give away the grammarian report, please.
Thank you so much, District Director. As grammarian today, I have seen that the word of the day adore was used in 3 ways: adjective, noun, and verb. Adoration, adorable, and adore. And this is something normally I don't see. I would like to appreciate those who have used them: DTM Toastmaster Rajamanikam, Toastmaster Sriparna, our AD, Toastmaster Taufik, and our guest, Toastmaster Saham Mohammed. He has left the meeting, so anyways, those of the outstanding quotes that I liked, there are always 2 choices, 2 paths to take, the easy path and the hard path. Time will tell the choices we make, choices will tell the person that we are. Myth, create fear, fear holds you back. Love is accepting someone with all their flaws. Those who are in love with roses will water the garden day and night. Some of the outstanding words, and I don't think I have seen any Toastmasters meeting with these many outstanding words. Let me tell them: disdain, supremacy, panorama, utopian, serendipity, existential crisis, myth, warping, seamless, amateur, choppy waters. As for the outstanding phrases, approach from comfort zone, excellence did not happen by accident, and cautiously optimistic, busting the startup myths, gain the edge. And something that I also liked is that there was in the chat there was an acronym used for fear: false evidence appearing real. As for the incorrect uses, I don't know. I was so much overwhelmed with so many good and outstanding usage of grammar that I couldn't find almost any incorrect. And with this, I would like to hand over the stage back to the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, grammarian Toastmaster Fatima. All right, I will now quickly move into my general evaluation report. All right, so I am going to talk about each section, each role player. So I will first give what went well, and immediately I will also talk about what could have been done better rather than doing it at the end, because that makes it easier for everyone to understand and absorb the feedback. So the very first thing that I would want to appreciate is that I received the agenda, and agenda was well crafted. So thank you so much for doing that. I know it's not an easy task to create such a detailed agenda. So thank you so much for doing that. And I was also informed well in advance that I will be asked to speak and what is it that I need to speak upon. Something that I would have appreciated well in advance was to receive the poster for the meeting, was to receive the background for the meeting, and if there could have been a WhatsApp group for all the role players together, so that we all could have been part of that one communication group rather than doing separate communications. It's easier that way because we all are together, one communication is going rather than multiple people trying to communicate with each other. I know that I am a district director, but currently I am a general evaluator and I am a role player for the meeting. And that would have given me some ease to actually connect with my evaluators and take their introductions as well, so that I was able to go ahead and introduce them properly during the meeting as well. So this is something that can be kept in mind by the club. The second most important thing is, I forgot to tell, BPPR did a great job. I'm not sure who actually created the backdrop, but I love the backdrop. It's really beautiful. So thank you so much for that. Girija did that? Or Ranosh is pointing?
Rajamanikam has done it.
Rajamani. I think beautiful background. I really loved it. Thank you so much for that. DTM Raja. Moving ahead, the meeting started 13 minutes late. I understand that it's a working day for most of you. I appreciate that you all have been trying your level best. Setting up a hybrid meeting is no joke, and I can see it very well right now. My own home club and my, I'm a member of 2-3 clubs. They all meet online. So I've not really seen a hybrid right now, but really appreciate. But I would also suggest, as far as possible, probably from next time onwards, you all can start the setting up of the room and the venue at least 30 minutes beforehand, so that everybody gets some time to socialize with each other and you can complete your setups and everybody can settle down. The second most important thing, what I loved, was when the presiding officer came, the first thing that he did was to pass the motion of asking to extend the meeting. But what he did not do was, he did not say, if I'm not wrong, I missed hearing it, that the motion of extending the meeting is passed. So even if it is proposed and seconded, we always have to say that the motion has been passed. So that's for our Gavelier, our presiding officer, to know for future meetings. Sergeant at Arms did a brilliant job of opening the meeting and read the rules, shared the club mission, and also introduced the presiding officer. I loved the confidence and I loved the poise that our Sergeant at Arms had. Moving, our presiding officer gave a beautiful inspirational speech. I am going to name it, or the title is 99 Club. But at the same time, I request our Gavelier or our presiding officer, I wouldn't say Gavelier, but our presiding officer, that whenever you give an inspirational speech, it always has to tie back to Toastmasters somewhere, be it communication or be it leadership. You always have to tie back your speeches to Toastmasters mission. The reason why is because you have guests in the meeting who are probably not Toastmasters. This becomes the first step for them to know about Toastmasters. So you inspire and you motivate people to join Toastmasters and what Toastmasters can help them with. So this is something that kindly please keep in mind going forward. I know that there was only one guest in the meeting, and I'm not sure if the guest was present from the beginning. Our presiding officer could have gone ahead and introduced the guest and asked them how did the guest got to know about this meeting, and how did and also probably take a feedback at the end once I'm done with my feedback. One thing I want to tell is that I saw when our presiding officer was standing there, online or offline, please ensure that we maintain the decorum. We do not converse on the sides, because we could hear the noise and the presiding officer had to stop in between. And also, do not interrupt. The reason why am I saying please do not interrupt anybody who's on the stage is, let them make a mistake. That's why we are here. That's why we are Toastmasters, right? We let people make mistakes and then we go back and we help them out. So let them do what they're doing so that they are confident. Even if they're making a mistake, it's perfectly fine. We can always tell them at the end. Moving on, Toastmaster of the day, both of them, Girija and DTM Raja. Beautiful theme, love travels faster than light. I appreciate the use of the script that DTM Raja had. So he had everything written, and I'm sure that he did not miss out on anything, including the way he explained all the roles. He asked everybody a question. One thing which our Toastmaster of the day, both of them, offline and online, could have done is to ask our speakers whether they are audible or visible or not. Because when I saw both the speakers doing it, when the first speaker did that, I think it could have been automatically added on with the second one, so that nobody had to say whether can I do an audio video test. So this is something that could have been taken care of. Moving forward, the R counter explained the role very well, gave a detailed report for all the speakers. Appreciate and kudos to that, because it's one of the most difficult roles, and I always say that anyone who plays it will only and only enhance their listening skills. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasha, for that. My one suggestion to you will be that if you can use an Excel sheet, I am not sure if you do that or you write it on a piece of paper or a notepad. There is always an Excel sheet which you can use with, and that you can publish that report at the end of the meeting to your own club members. And that can also be added into the minutes of the meeting that the secretary is going to send for every meeting. So that's something that you can probably look at. Moving to the grammarian, I appreciate the way the role was performed. It was explained very well at the beginning. And even the word of the day was shared in the chat. I would have definitely missed, and I think I did, that was if there was a sentence given with the usage of the word. Generally, you give an example. If that was done, I apologize, I missed down to it. But if it was not done, then I would encourage the grammarian, anyone who plays it going forward, that please ensure that you give an example of the sentence going forward. What the grammarian could have done better. So grammarian report is into 4 parts. The first part is the good usage. So whenever you say that these are the good usages, please also say the name of the speaker who said that, the good words or the phrases. Then not so good usages or how it could have been said better. The third is pronunciation. And then who all used the word of the day. So the report is actually divided into 4 parts. Now, when our grammarian informed that there was not much of a errors or area of improvement, I heard something from one of the evaluators wherein our evaluator used content and content. So the spellings remain the same, but the pronunciation of the word changes the entire meaning. So it's the content of the speech, it is not content of the speech. So kindly ensure that we are listening a little more actively so that we can take care of these words, because this is what we use on a daily basis. Moving ahead, for both the evaluators, brilliant evaluations. One suggestion to you: do not go back and rephrase the speech, because everybody has already rephrased the speech. The role of an evaluator is to be more analytical in what really went well. So always try and pick up 2 good points with examples from the speaker's speech and 2 areas of improvement. But at the same time, please give example of how the speaker could have said. If I say that the speaker needs to have a better voice modulation, can you give an example and let the person know the way you wanted to listen, and that could have enhanced the speech. With this, I will end my report, because overall I have, I enjoyed the meeting thoroughly, and I really appreciate the 5 clubs coming together, and I hope to be part of more meetings. And with this, I hand it back over to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Girija.
Thank you for that very exhaustive and at the same time very precise report. Thank you. And before we wind up, there is a small video that we wanted to share about today's theme. So can we have it? And in the meantime, we can set up the polls. While you do that, I can probably launch the poll for the auxiliary role players or okay, show the video. Then after that, we'll see.
Toastmaster Girija, you can go ahead with the poll. I think that's better for you, so we can prepare the certificates.
Yeah, okay.
While I play the video.
That's right. Yes. Okay. So this is for the auxiliary role players. So you have the online timer, offline timer, our counter, grammarian. So it is launched already. Please.
This vote for auxiliary role player.
Yes. Online timer is Blazin. Offline timer is Sony. Our counter is Nasha Sasin and grammarian is Fatima. So among them, please vote. Okay. I think we've done the poll here. Closing it. So I'm launching the next poll for the primary role players. That is again, you have topic master, general evaluator, table topic master Manasvi Tomar, general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Sapna Ori, offline Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Rajamanikam, and online Toastmaster of the day, Girija Deshpande.
Want to read, sir? Main role player, table topic master, Manasvi Tomar,
table general evaluator Sapna Ori, offline Toastmaster yourself, and online Toastmaster me, Raja Girija. Manasvi, Sapna, Raja, Girija, in that order. I've got only 7 of 10 votes. Last time I'd got 9. So I'm expecting more votes to happen here. 8 have come here. One more. Yes. Yes. Okay. I close the polls. Okay. So now we can play the video. We don't hear the sound. No, we don't hear.
One day a son goes to his father, "What is the value of my life?" The father gives him a stone and says, "Son, if you want to know the value of your life, take this stone and go to the market. And if anyone asks the price, don't say a word and raise up 2 fingers." So the boy does as his father says and goes to the market. He wanders around, and suddenly an old woman approaches him and says, "How much is this stone?" The boy doesn't say a word, just raises up 2 fingers. And the woman says, $2? I'll take it. The son is surprised and runs back to his father. He says, "Father, there was an old woman at the market. She wanted to give me $2 for the stone." And the father says, "Son, the next place I want you to go is to the museum. And if anyone asks the price, don't say a word and raise up 2 fingers." So the son takes the stone and goes to the museum. After about 20 minutes, there is a middle-aged man in a suit who approaches the boy. He says, "Sir, how much is this stone?" The boy doesn't say a word and raises up 2 fingers. And the man says, $200? I'll take it. The boy is surprised and runs home to his father. "Father, father, a man in the museum wanted to buy the stone for $200. "Okay, son. The last place I want you to take the stone is a precious stone store. Walk inside with the stone, and if anyone asks the price, don't say a word, just raise up 2 fingers." So the son runs off into the precious stone store. After finding it, he walks inside and there is an old man at the counter. And as the old man sees the stone, he jumps up and screams, "Oh my God, you have the stone I've been looking for my whole life. What do you want for it? How much is it?" The boy doesn't say a word and raises up 2 fingers. And the old man says, $200,000? I'll take it. The boy can't believe it. He jumps up and runs to his father. He says, "Father, father, the old man in the precious stone store wanted to give me $200,000 for the stone." You see, son, you understand now the value of your life? Life is all about where you place yourself. You can decide if you want to be a $2 stone or a $200,000 stone. There are some people who love you and for whom you are everything. And some people will just use you as a commodity, and for them, you will be worth nothing. So it is upon you, my son, to decide the value of your life.
So when we are in love, sometimes we do not realize whether we understand the value of what we are. So this film, short film, pointed out that it's important to know your value, love yourself. Oscar Wilde said something very beautiful. You don't love someone for their looks or their clothes or for their fancy car, but because they sing a song only you can hear. So today we all heard about love for so many things. People talked about love for children, love for the wife, but nobody talked about romantic love. Why not? So I'll just give a small glimpse there so that we can part with it in a lighter mood. If we talk of romantic love, dating culture is different in different countries, and it has changed over time too. In America, partners meet through an app or at a pub. In Japan, group dates are common. In China, the men and women ratio is so skewed that men are now going to school to learn dating. In UK, most people bond over alcohol. Dating happens over that alcohol. In France and in Spain, mere going out together itself is serious dating. Nothing further is expected. They don't talk about it, commitment and all, because it is understood. Sweden has coffee dates. Mexico involves public display of affection. So be ready if you go to Mexico. Australia, only when you meet the person in a large group setting, people develop trust and they are ready to date you. In Italy, it takes forever to turn serious. So many times you'll go out for dates, but never ever talk of commitment. Whereas in Brazil, it happens very swiftly after just 1 or 2 meetings. In Russia, the old gallantry rules play. And in India, except for the huge cities and towns, most parts are still conservative arranged marriages take place. In this big, beautiful world, love travels faster than light. So dating online is increasing throughout the world. So over to you, the presiding officer. We will have the awarding ceremony, vote of thanks, and the meeting adjournment. So over to you. I'll just share the awards, the certificates. Just a minute. Yes, in the meantime, the
Hi, my name is Hansel de Souza. This is my first meeting with Toastmasters, and I must say I was very, very impressed. I was nervous to come in the first place because I thought it would be a very formal setting, and I wasn't very sure about, whether I want to continue through the meeting that was going to take place. But I'm very happy that I came, and I'm very happy that I was a part of this. It was a very friendly setting, a very informal setting, and at the same time, there was so much to learn. It taught me that, you can begin in small steps and be confident, and you can always trust yourself with the help of the other Toast members. I'm sure I will be happy to be a part of this Toastmasters group, and it will help me in my journey of confidence. Thank you.
That is lovely. Can we share the certificates? That's lovely.
Wait. We have one more guest. This was crazy. You have Toastmaster DC.
Can you share the feedback? Can you share the feedback? Madam.
Not the madam to share.
Share the feedback.
Thank you very much. Again, good evening to each and every one of us. Now, today is the happiest day for me because after pandemic, I don't have a formal, or I never been in any meetings for Toastmasters. Although I am the past president of PIPA Toastmasters Club, but since when pandemic came, I never attended any meetings, even I am the member of PBB Toastmasters Club. But now, I am happy that all I can say is I'm back. And thank you for inviting me. And I announced now that I will be back in very, very soon for Toastmasters. Yes, thank you. It's already confirmed.
So now it's time for the certificates.
Yes. So we have here the first certificate of appreciation to our general evaluator who had come here, Lori. It is our tradition in this club, whenever we invite someone from outside the club, we give a certificate of appreciation. And being the district director, still you took time off and came A lot of appreciation and gratitude.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next is for the person who has presented the icebreaker today, Sriparna Basu, to celebrate and recognize the presentation of the icebreaker, certificate of appreciation to you. Please
Thank
put your
you.
hands together. Yes. The next is the best table topic speaker, Romy Arado gets it. Congratulations. Yeah. The next one. The best speech evaluator is Abby John Pramod. Yes, best speech evaluator. The best auxiliary role player, our counter Nasha Sasin. Yes. The next one is the best primary role player, general evaluator again, Sapna Ori, district master. Thank you so much for coming and giving us a wonderful feedback. We'll certainly keep everything that you have said in mind and improve.
Thank you.
The next one, best speaker to Sriparna Basu.
Thank you.
So it was a wonderful experience listening to both the speakers, because actually last week it's only Harish gave his icebreaker and last meeting, and immediately he got prepared and he came for the second meeting. So it has been a wonderful experience listening to both of you. I'm so very happy and proud. Yes, Ranosh, you've got something to say, I think.
I have dropped you a message in the chat box.
Yes, yes.
In the chat box.
In the chat box, okay. Yes. I would request our AD to give his feedback. I didn't see him here.
Thank you so much, Madam.
Yes, because the video is not on. Okay, Tawfiq sir. Sorry. I
No
thought you
problem,
left
madam.
because that's a message I got. Thank you so much for being here all the time. Thank you so much.
I have a poor internet connection today, so is my health. So I guess both of them coinciding with each other. Thank you so much. It was lovely meeting, and thank you, DTM Ranosh, for inviting me. It was a pleasure being here with a lot of youth, a lot of energy, a lot of love, and seeing Didi all the way from a different district. It's amazing to see, and so late in the night. I really appreciate all of your time and effort and giving so lovely feedback. This is the most important session, I would say, the GE, which I will take it as my learning experience. So thank you so much with all of love and gratitude. And our ever glowing Toastmaster Blessing, thank you so much for being the timer online, so dedicated. You've been home away from home. We miss you here, but I'm sure wherever you are, you're doing well. Being at home or being in the office, it doesn't matter. It's all about sharing love, care, consistency, and commitment. So thank you so much. All of you, you have done a great job. Contest King, I don't need to mention, you know what it means to us in District 20 Legacy, the way that you have created all the lovely atmosphere with challenging Toastmasters, Gaveliers. It is great, and love is in the air, on the air, and at the moment we can see it, we can feel it. So thank you very much, all of you, and have a very good, lovely evening and night wherever you are. Over to you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that beautiful response and feedback. Value that, in spite of your poor health. Thank you. Now, I request Gavelia Abel Uman Matthew to present, the presiding officer to present the vote of thanks and award. Already we have presented, and we can have a group photograph and adjourn the meeting.
Okay, we'll take some.
Yes.
Yes,
all of you together take a group photograph, the physical group photograph. Yes.
Yeah, I'll come. I'll say.
To come left, to the right. You can't see, yes, a little more to the right. I can't see. I'm moving to this side. You should move to the other side. Yes, now you're better. Yes, yes. We can see everybody.
Right.
Yes. Thank you.
And we have all the online
Yes, now
participants as well.
I
So
haven't
can-
taken that photograph before that you moved here. Taken that? Okay.
Right. I'll take a snapshot over here. From here. I'll take from the online. Here we go. Everyone can put a smile, thumbs up, love in the air, emojis. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Wow. Okay, the first photo I've taken. Just hold on. I'll take one more. Be ready. Here we go. Next one coming up. 1, 2, and 3. Done. I'm done over here. The team over there, fine. You can take a group.
Yeah, we'll show the something. Yeah, that is videos. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
I just post as king of all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Over to the presiding officer to adjourn.
Now I adjourn this meeting.
What a thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Girija, we can stop the recording.
Yes, I'll do that.
Thank you for everybody for joining this meeting.
Thank you.
I gave a lot of thanks. Thank you so